24 days to go to the polls to cast your vote, and your vote is your power. Who are you entrusting the country's hands in? And do you think the person can actually change the narrative of the country? Well, it's up to you. This is News Flash segment, proudly brought to you by Franco Trading Enterprise. Still phone pepper pair fee. My name is Roslyn Felly, and if you're looking for any gadgets of your choice, I mean authentic gadgets, then make sure that you go to Franco Trading Enterprise. They have mobile phones, television sets, CCTV cameras, and even many more. You can actually download the app on your phone if you don't want to go through all that hassle and tussle in traffic. Download the app on your phone. It's Franco Trading app, or if you want further inquiries, it's actually www.francotradingenterprise.com. Franco Trading Enterprise, still phone pair fee. My guests are seated and poised for the conversation. Now today we want to take a look at two particular topics. Since it's 54 days to elections, we are taking a look at what EC is saying with regards to our voters register. Now we know that the NDC has been blaming or accusing the EC of having certain discrepancies in the voters register, the provisional one. And so they were telling the EC that they wanted a forensic audit. They met the EC. There was an IPAC meeting where the EC showed to them what they had. Now, what the EC is saying is that they have an IPAC meeting today, and they're going to discuss the showing or the showcase of the provisional voters register, which will be published online for all to see. So today there's going to be an IPAC meeting. They are entreating all political parties to come with 2 extra members. Not just that, they are also going to make sure that they put it online for all to see. So if you are an ordinary Ghanaian who is voting this year, I can't say you are of age to vote, because there are people who are of age to vote who have decided not to vote. But if you decided to vote this year, then you need to make sure that you keep your eyes on the ground and check every nitty-gritty with regards to the provisional voters register. If there are any mistakes in there, kindly alert them, let them correct it before the 7th of December. My guest, Honorable Timothy Awantrim Atabuade, is representing the NDC this morning. Good morning, Honorable.
Good morning.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Yeah, where have you been?
Good morning to my brother.
Good morning,
nice
Honorable.
meeting you.
Nice meeting you.
Yes, I had to go home about 3 weeks ago. I think this is my 3rd week. Apparently, we had gone to launch the constituency campaigns. The flag bearer had come earlier, but we need to do the constituency launch, and I had to be there to support my candidate and the party. And from there, I had to travel down to Kumasi to meet some of our people to address them. And God has been good to us. God has been good to all of us in such a way that today we are meeting here in a healthy and a joyful mood. So that has been my journey. And when I came, I needed to relax a bit and put myself together. Let me use the opportunity to say good morning to our viewers, good morning to our people in the Bulsa North constituency, and across the globe, those watching us, for their support and for their prayers.
We thank God. And we thank God for your life, Honorable. And representing the CPP this morning is Kwame Nkrumah Bosio. Hi, Kwame Nkrumah.
Hi, Rosalind.
How are you?
Fine, thank you.
It's always good to have you in the studio.
Yes, it's good to be here too.
Right. How is campaign, though?
Campaign is going well. Our flag bearer is currently in the Volta region, where everything is going well. And we are positive that this year, Ghanaians will give us their vote.
Fantastic. All right, so we go to our newspapers for this morning, and don't forget to send in your messages to us at 055-157-5757, 055-157-5757. If we will activate the phone lines for you to be able to call and share your opinion too, I'll let you know later. But for now, pick this number and send your WhatsApp and messages to us. 055-157-5757, 055-157-5757. I'll start with the Daily Graphic newspaper. The Daily Graphic newspaper. Ghana ready to host the best ever African Oil Week conference in 2025. PIAC holds workshop on solutions to crude oil production dips. Managing public sector wage bill. Wages must match productivity. Fair wages, CEO says so. Finance Minister welcomes Moody's upgrades and technological breakthrough. MIIF, UMAT collaborate to clean polluted water bodies. That is it. That's all for the Daily Graphic newspaper. The next newspaper is the Daily Dispatch. The Daily Dispatch newspaper is the next newspaper. Baumia respected Ashanti by picking Napo, but Mahama disrespected Volta region. NDC guru says so. NDC is very worried about voter apathy in Volta region. Asiedu Nketia says so. I am happy with the state of unity in Akwasia, NPP. Napo says so. I am happy with the state of unity in Akwasia, NPP. Napo says so. I'll do the Economy Times newspaper next. The Economy Times newspaper. Green finance taxonomy kicks off next year. City improves rallying on debt restructuring and IMF assessment successes. About 800,000 jobs to be created upon completion of petroleum hub project. About 800,000 jobs to be created upon completion of petroleum hub project. Okay, so we can't wait for the completion of this petroleum hub project to be done. My next newspaper is the Ghanaian Times newspaper. The Ghanaian Times newspaper. Election 2024, EC to print 19.1 million ballots, captures 18.7 million on provisional register. We are eternally grateful for development of Savannah region. Yabonwura applauds President Akufo-Addo. Big boost for mental health as government adds 4 disorders to NHIS benefit packages effective November 1st. Kwewu Abenehene Ejapong II resigns as ADB board chair over alleged improper conduct. Okay. My final newspaper is a New Republic newspaper, the New Republic. Cash for shush. Bribery scandal hit TUC over aborted Aluta. Gold for oil policy not meant to save Ghana, to save city, says Sinapo, as running mates flag bearer clash on a major policy again. Serial scandal unfolds over mining license. Minister caught in deals with double-faced minister. NPP gangs open fire on NDC campaigners. Police accused of feet dragging the arrest of culprit as tempest boil. And that'll be all for all the newspapers. You at home can also send in your messages to us on 055-157-5757, 055-157-5757. Be a part of the conversation this morning. We want to start with EC's re-exhibition of the Provisional Voters Register, which will be online from the 15th of October to the 19th of October. And we all know 15th of October is tomorrow. Hey, it's 15 tomorrow, is today. What's today's date? 15. Today is 15, so it starts today, effective today. So yesterday was 14th. And so the IPAC meeting is also happening today. And so the parties, the political parties are entreated to be at this IPAC meeting. Let me start this conversation with Honorable Timothy Awantrim Atabwade, since the NDC have not been too happy with the voters register that is to be presented by the EC. Honorable, this IPAC meeting that is going to happen and the provisional voters register that will be posted online for all to see, is the NDC happy about it?
Yeah, let me say good morning once again. It is not an NDC problem. First of all, let's state that we have only been meticulous and we did due diligence to register that was presented to us. In fact, all other political parties should have done the same. It's a national exercise for everybody whose name has been captured on the voters register. So what we did essentially was supposed to have been done by the EC. The EC should have done the meticulous job, done proper analysis and examination of the data presented to them before we even got there. So what we should even rather be applauded for doing the constitutional mandate of a state institution for it. We should rather be friends than to be seen as otherwise. That's the first thing that people should understand. Secondly, we have an EC that is so belligerent, and an EC that will not listen to anyone, an EC that will take a decision. When they take the decision, they will come and then they are only informing IPAC, and a special IPAC where they become a toothless bulldog, an IPAC that their decisions are either taken or not taken because they're constitutionally not placed to do so. They only advise. An EC that has been infested with party-bearing MPP people, we cannot trust them. First of all, they lack trust deficit, not even just by NDC, but by so many data that has been captured by surveys and polls in this country. The amount, the first three or so that people do not trust. We have an EC that announced a presidential election 6 times, presidential elections this time.
In 2020.
In 2020. And the one who finally did it, who is not mandated to do the PR, has been given, what do you call it, an ambassadorial position to go. So with these issues culminating in the fact that the BVDs and other IT technology that has been used to capture this gotten missing all the way. They find themselves in the hands of wrong people who are not authorized to do so. Remember the EC, everything about the EC is a national security matter. And up to now, we've not had solutions as to how these equipment were found in the hands of what do you call it? People who had not been authorized to do so. We were not asking for only a meticulous examination of the electoral roll, which they call a provisional voters register. And interestingly, some people, but that we don't even have a register. Must we have a printed register before we raise the issues? People say it's a yes, because it is provisional, we must raise the issues. You understand? You don't wait till when the thing is cast in stone or in concrete. You raise it when at the incipient stage of the register. And we were also not just asking that, we're asking for an audit, a forensic audit.
During the last meeting, the EC actually did mention that they were going to fix everything. And
I'm coming there. Yes, I'm coming there. Anything. We were also asking for a forensic audit of the IT system. Remember, it was there that these illegal transfers were generated, that the source of even each generation that we put forward, the data we put about the 15,000 could not be identified. Interestingly, around all these challenges, the EC did accept our position on some of the issues we raised. At least they accepted 3 of them and said they were fixing them. So at least we did a meticulous job. We expected the IPAC people. But interestingly, we went there and even the ruling party was rather attacking us. Other people were rather attacking us. In fact, it should be in the interest of all the registered political parties to ensure that this register is done with forensics, so that at the end of the day, both losers and victors will accept the result without going to any place. It is not for us. We want the issues to be done meticulously. That was why we raised the issue. And we said that it was critical for the IT system to be audited, because it is a conduit through which these illegal transfers and whatnots are done. And remember that the electoral officers used to have their own secret code to enter. Now it has been generated by them at the EC headquarters. So they cannot control the data again. For instance, if we're a district officer for XYZ, you generated your own secret code where you can enter and come out. Now it's being controlled from headquarters. These are all red flags, and we will not sit down to allow that. Now, going to the issues, any constitutional and legal means to clean the voters' register, to remove the trees and animals identified by the EC itself, should be welcome. We are not against that. We are still going to monitor these things to ensure that it is done. We are also going to ensure that total credibility is brought to the voters' register, because this year's elections, I don't believe, but people say that this year's elections are of high stakes. But I believe that every year election has always been so. We've always been able to jump it and so on. How this year has been that is not my issue.
But this will be a historical one, won't it?
Maybe, if you say so.
No, that's what
I don't see it.
Because, no, it will be a historical, because we have...
It is only historical because...
For the very first time, we have a flag bearer who's been a president before coming back. Yeah.
No, he came back in 2020.
Oh, no, I mean, okay.
Maybe. Anyway, I know what you want to say. For the first time, a former president is winning the election.
No, I didn't say that.
I'm saying that I didn't. I know why you are.
No.
Before they come after you this morning.
No, because, and, for the first time, we also have somebody from the north representing the NPP. So,
and from the south, so like northern fighters.
Yeah, and then for the first time, we have two northerners, representing the two big political parties. Yes. So it's historical.
Yeah. And you see, this issue of the voters register, we have stated our point very clear on the forensic audit. We think that once the other political parties are at IPAC, including the MPP, that did not see anything wrong with the voters register and gave them a clean health of bill, will not take part in this exercise because they told us a complete waste of time. Do you get my point?
Okay, Honorable.
Because they said that it was healthy
30 seconds.
and ours was a complete waste of time and that we shouldn't have brought the issues. So I believe that they are not going to take part because already, according to them, the voter register is clean and credible.
All right, Honorable. Thank you very much. Kwame Nkrumah,
Yes,
the last statement that Honorable made,
yes, that
for the other political parties, they never raised alarm. For the CPP, did you raise alarm or you are okay with what the EC
We did.
said?
We also found a few anomalies, but our view was that with the explanation given by the EC IT department at the IPAC, where I was present on 1st October, we were satisfied with the progress of work because we felt that indeed the NDC had to be commended for raising these issues. Indeed, they raised more issues than the CPP, right, even though we also found our issues.
Okay.
But these were issues that could be rectified under the present law regarding the EC's functions. That is CI 91 as amended by CI 126. But we felt we shouldn't go as far as the forensic audit or twisting EC's arm to accept everything we say. Because if you look at Article 46 of the 1992 Constitution, it is expressed there that except as provided in this Constitution or in any other law not in consistence with this Constitution, in the performance of its functions, the Electoral Commission shall not be subject to the direction or control of any person or authority. I've been going to IPAC for some years now. It is a matter of consensus building where the various parties make their views known to the EC. There are many times when the CPP has disagreed with the EC, and they have managed to come back with a resolution that is satisfactory to us. So we believe that it is not that we have given the EC a clean bill of health, but we feel that what they have done in order to try and resolve the issues, we are satisfied thus far. The online list, provisional list, the online voters list will come out today, the 15th, will be exhibited until the 19th of October. If we find any other anomalies, we'll notify the EC accordingly. NDC did a good job in notifying them. They have done their best to try and resolve it. And regarding some of the things Honorable raised, I understand Honorable's concerns. I, for example, I did my national service with the Electoral Commission at Jirapalam-Busie in 2004, in an election year. And that is where I chose Upper West. So whilst I was very lucky to witness how the EC works firsthand, and I would attest to the fact that my three bosses, there were three people manning the district office at Jirapalam-Busie then. They all did their job with diligence. And these were not people that you can say could be swayed. Of course, they had their own party leanings, but as at that time in 2004, you could tell that these people were deliberately chosen because they will keep an eye on each other. These were people who were known to support various parties, because the one who can be swayed is somebody who is, you can say, is neutral. You see, a neutral person can be swayed. He has nothing to lose most of the time. But as at that time, my three bosses, I think one was rumored to be a PNC supporter, NDC supporter, MPP supporter. I worked under them, and they did such a good job, because they knew that if they were to do anything untoward, they would be called to order by the other person. And the EC, if you understand their workings, they work very hard. We went to all kinds of places where you couldn't reach by road, where we would have to park and walk into the bush to register people and all that. And regarding being controlled from the head office, I think in that sense, the EC hasn't erred, because if you are to give the power to those on the ground to be able to enter and exit the system at all, that is when they can manipulate the results. But from the explanation given at the IPAC of 1st October, anytime somebody attempts to enter the system, a red flag is raised. Any entry is, the head office gets a prompting. So I think it is a good, it's a good form of checks and balances. And as I said, the NDC did well, but the EC cannot, say, find all the anomalies in the register. That is why they publish the provisional register. So, so that everybody. But if you have anomaly in filling your forms, they will disqualify you. Yes, if you have an anomaly.
So why are we being pardonable on the EC for their anomalies, but they are not pardonable on other political parties or groups for their anomalies?
That is also a misconception. When you fill your forms and there is a mistake, the EC will write to you saying that we have noticed these anomalies in your forms. Please try and rectify them. If you are unable to rectify them, that is when you are disqualified. I had first-hand experience. I mean, there are many times that in filing our nomination forms, both parliamentary and presidential, there may be one or two issues that the EC seeks clarification.
But Bernard Morden said he never received that. For Bernard, a PNC, who is the flag bearer of the PNC, he actually did say that even the letter that was written to him, they never stated where his mistakes were. They only said they had identified a few mistakes, hence he didn't qualify. So he wasn't even given an opportunity to correct his mistakes.
Well, I can't speak to that. Our letter stated that we need further clarification on this page and that page. I never saw Bernard Muna's letter. Indeed, if his letter just said you have made mistakes without being specific, then we can say that he wasn't granted a fair hearing. But of the letters I have seen now and in the past, they always specify that, look at page 20, look at page 55. Can you give us further and better particulars? Because sometimes you may not have made a mistake per se, but there may be some ambiguity there that the EC needs clarification on. And since I have not seen Bernard Mona's letter, I cannot speak to it. But if indeed he wasn't told, because it's a very voluminous document, you need two signatures from so many people. I mean, it's a Herculean task. We, the CPP, we had to work day and night. I mean, it's not an easy task. So, if that is so, then he wasn't given a fair hearing. But until I see his letter, I cannot speak to that.
Okay, 1 minute more.
Okay, regarding IPAC being a toothless bulldog, I would beg to disagree with Honourable. When we go to IPAC, I would say that both the NDC, NPP, CPP, all the parties, they make very good contributions. I mean, it's a very fiery environment. I mean, we don't go to the extent of fisticuffs or anything, but there's a lot of ideas shared. The EC listens, even before every IPAC meeting, we go through the minutes of the previous IPAC to make sure everything is captured. I don't think IPAC is a toothless bulldog. I think the EC always listens to us, but the EC also has to be careful that they themselves do not breach Article 46 of the 1992 Constitution, because it is not only a right given to the EC, but it's also a responsibility given to the EC. So even with the EC listening to the political parties, they have to make sure that it aligns with CI 91, CI 126, which enumerates various procedures for dealing with anomalies, especially in Rule 23 and 24. So we are partners with the EC. We are ruled by the law. We can't force them to go beyond the law in bringing about solutions.
Fantastic. Saka Salia, representing the MPP, has finally joined us. Hi, Saka.
Hi, Rosalind.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Traffic?
Yeah, the usual traffic.
The usual traffic. You have to leave early, Saka.
Yeah, I'll have to do that. I have to do that.
Anyway, it's good to have you here.
Thank you very much.
There's an IPAC meeting today. You know, the NDC and the EC, they've been going back at each other for a while now.
Yes.
Finally, EC says that they are going to repost the provisional voters register online for all to see, and there's an IPAC meeting today. One of the main topics to be discussed is the provisional voters register. What's your take on it?
Yeah, thank you very much, Rosemary, and good morning to you. Good morning to my co-panelists. Yeah, I think what the EC is doing is the best. I've always said that elections is about the representation of the people, how to get the people to own up to whoever will govern you. And we know, I mean, that when it comes to elections, the most important aspect of election is the base document. I mean, the electoral register. The electoral register is as important as the election itself. And if you look at the electoral commission, this particular electoral commission, it has shown over time that it is up to the task, irrespective of whatever anybody says. I mean, I've listened to the NDC who tried to, call the electoral commission names. I've listened to their former chairman who said the NDC people should take the electoral commission to the clinics. They try to, cry wolf or scream blue murder even when there is nothing to show. So the electoral commission, for instance, the last IPAC meeting demonstrated that. They demonstrated that they are up to the task by even asking that the meeting be telecast live so that transparency will come to bear.
Which will happen today too.
Yes. And indeed, if the Electoral Commission did not show the last IPAC meeting, once again, people would have come out shouting, oh, we've been cheated, or our grievances were not taken, or they would have said so many things. I remember at one point, Aseni Kete was laughing, even when the electoral commissioner was making her point. And if you are in a meeting and you laugh in a manner that call to question the integrity of the electoral commission, you are disrupting the meeting. And I remember all that. And we didn't see those things in the last IPAC meeting. Nobody could have come out to say, oh, electoral commission did A, B, C, and D, because it was in the full glare of everybody. And for me, the evidence that the NDC tried to bring on that particular day, they could not. I mean, evidenced by what we all saw. But the electoral commission still has that mandate to ensure transparency in the elections and in how the register was compiled. Because, I mean, the register, like I said, is an embodiment of the whole election. A faulty register ab initio, it means that, I mean, the election is going to be faulty. And if you look at the process over the years, the electoral commission does not give the register when it is not a final register. Before the election, it is part and parcel of the LI. That before the election, I mean, I think 3 or so weeks to the election, the electoral commission must furnish the various stakeholders, various political parties with the final register. So, as at the time, NDC was shouting all over the place and tried to get sympathy from Ghanaians, the electoral commission was still compiling the register and still ensuring that corrections are done. And that was the reason why the register was exhibited, for Ghanaians to come and indicate and point to anomalies.
Wasn't there a register that had been presented to the NDC? The NDC had identified certain anomalies in there, and the NDC had raised a concern to the EC. So if you say that the register was not ready, then what did they see that they realized that there was
what I'm saying is that the electoral commission, by obligation, has to present the final register to the political parties. All that was given was not a final register.
But you still have to, that's That's what it is.
Yeah.
You present the rules are you present to the parties.
Yes.
The parties identify the mistakes in there. They come back to you and you do the correction. That's what it is.
I'm not arguing over that.
No, final register means that we are presenting what nothing is wrong with it, and we can't do anything. That's what.
No, I don't know the point that you are disputing here.
No,
I don't know whether I've said something to the contrary.
No, you are saying that they were arguing on issues where there's no final register. Yes. But then the register that was presented to all political parties, where Kwame Nkrumah is also here, saying that CPP also identified certain anomalies.
I mean, yes, I'm still not getting your point, because I'm saying that if I'm compiling a register, at any point I can give you, okay, look at where the stage I've reached. But they must of necessity give the final register to the political parties. So the Electoral Commission...
What is the final register?
Oh, the final register, after this exhibition that they are going to do, when anomalies are not found, and everybody has been registered and all that, that is, they will now present it to the...
And that why you don't make any noise about it, because that's the final.
Yes.
So nobody makes noise about final. That's why it's called the word, that's why we use the word final. So final, nobody makes noise. So you start making the noise. CPP said, we identify...
But how do you make noise and pretend as if the Electoral Commission have already come to a conclusion on the register?
Nobody said that.
Yeah.
But why was it? Why was the register presented?
No, listen. Because look, it's not only NDC that detected anomalies.
Yes, CPP did.
Yeah, did they make noise? Because they know that is the process. The process is to identify the anomaly, give it to the Electoral Commission for correction. Individuals identify anomalies. People go there, their names have been changed, they are females, and then the name is male. They are in this constituency, and then their names have been put in different constituencies. They alert the Electoral Commission effect the changes. Are they making noise? The NDC even have to go on...
A minute more, please.
Oh, okay. The NDC even have to go on demonstration. Can you imagine that? Anomalies that you have given to the Electoral Commission, okay, I'm effecting it. Then you are going on demonstration. What was it for? Completely unnecessary, just to create tension in the air, create the impression the Electoral Commission is not up to the task. The Electoral Commission want to procure the election in favor of one political party or the other. And I think that was completely out of place. And whoever want to derail our democracy by condemning players who have been put in charge, especially the Electoral Commission, is the creation of the Constitution that do A, B, C, D for us to get our democracy. They are doing so. And there's some other stakeholder who is all over the place shouting and all that. I am sure that this exhibition that will come will once again, show the competence of the Electoral Commission. I'm not here to speak for the Electoral Commission, but I'm just here to let Ghanaians know that the current Electoral Commission that we have put in place is doing the job as a shrine, in the Constitution. And therefore, those who want to distract them and want to create an impression that the Electoral Commission is not up to the task must bow their heads.
All right. Thank you very much.
First of all, let me thank Kwame Nkrumah for the honest presentation, and equally the fact that you've dealt with the issue of the voters' rate, the provisional that he wanted to run away from. Indeed, that was what he said. But you see, we are not making noise. Baumia called the Voltarians, Togolese people who had registered. He didn't present the data. He even held a press conference and said the Voltarians were what? Togolese were on the voters' register. And this was just a tip of the iceberg. They were going to bring all. They described that year's voters' register as an ECOWAS voters' register and wrote on all the billboards everywhere in town and demonstrated. So you don't come here and choose a methodology that we have adapted to sync the issues correct. And what we are talking about is not a Seydou Ketia. It's not an NDC. I have stated here earlier that when you were not there, that NDC should rather be applauded. He did that. The EC should rather be a friend to an institution again that has helped you to execute your constitutional mandate by the identification of those things And when we talk about the audit of the IT system, and my brother, you know, when we're talking about the fact that now the code is with national headquarters, when it was with the district directors, they were able to identify who could enter and come and exit. That was the difference. Now at headquarters, we don't know when the red flags come, if they are in their interest, who will flag it? When they are not in your interest, who will flag it? That is the issue. The challenge is that individually you should be held responsible and accountable for your stewardship at any level of governance.
So, Honorable, will you then agree that the NDC also, you know, flawed at a point in time? That's why we are here where we are today. Because in 2012, the NPP complained about certain, you know, anomalies in the register. They were not too happy about it. And they also felt that the NDC had brought their person to take over the EC. Now the NDC feels that the NPP has brought their person to take over EC. And so let's say it started from your era.
You know the interesting thing about government appointments, even if you are the superior court judge, which is neutral, it is your conduct, your attitude, the content of your conduct that will show that even though you are party color A, the execution of your job is neutral and people have confidence in you. People even say that, you see, Tim is a former NDC MP, but he's a electoral commissioner, but we are satisfied by my conduct. It's in the execution of the job that will determine which of the things, which gallery are you playing?
So which of the conducts of the EC don't you like?
So we, like I've articulated, we don't trust the current electoral chairperson.
For the NDC, you keep on saying that, oh, they belong to a party. They belong to a party. That's what your problem is. You have never spoken about conduct. So where is the conduct that you are not happy about?
The conduct is coming. Because you referenced something here that I said in KTL, since when has laughter become a crime?
Cynical laughter.
Yes. So
cynical
you don't
laughter.
determine who laughs cynically or laugh loudly. You don't, even at the UN meeting, we've seen presidents who have gone to be sleeping copiously. International meeting, they were sleeping copiously. So you don't sit here and determine who laughs cynically or otherwise.
That's disruption.
It's an inalienable right to laugh. You can't stop anyone.
Laugh cynically?
Yes.
Okay.
It's inalienable. You are doing law, you know what is your right. So you don't determine what is cynical and what is not cynical. In any case, since when has meetings become bereft, rid of not laughter? Since when? I don't see it. Even at cabinet meetings, they laugh. In Parliament, you saw the speaker laughing. Even at the Supreme Court, where we're doing the case, you saw the judges, the Superior Court laughing. So don't say that it's a non-issue. So for me, we are talking about it, not just that. Look at the appointees at the electoral commission level. Active partisan card-bearing members of the MP.
Honorable, back to what you said. I'm using your word.
Yeah.
You see, for me, I want us to play a free and fair game here. You said that you can't belong to party A or party B, but your conduct is what the issue is. But the NDC keeps complaining that somebody belongs to a political party. Why do you complain about it?
Are we the one complaining, or the appointees there are is Bossman Asari?
Is the NDC complaining?
No, it's Bossman Asari. Was he not the TESCOM person, what do you call it? Is it the patron in Lagos?
I said,
it's
you
said, not an MPP card by remember.
Honorable, in less than 2 minutes ago,
yes.
I questioned you.
Yes.
The NDC, during 2012, the NPP complained.
And I answered, that's why I said that, you see, we can have allegations of, if they appoint me, my brother or he, that, they belong to this political party. It is your conduct after the conduct.
So what
and
conduct
execution.
of the NDC is the problem of the NDC?
The problem is that Bossman Asari called the NDC that were an existential threat to democracy.
Which is true.
Yet this is a guy who was TESCOM president in Legon. Then you brought an IT fellow who is an NPP card-bearing member. You brought other people, the NPP people.
You saw his card.
I want to enter into a match with you this morning, a boxing ring. Then the referees are tainted. And their conduct, even when they took office, was to call NDC all manner of names. You think that we should not be apprehensive? You think that we are sitting here today, we say we are not going to the Supreme Court again, and we have an electoral commission that announced the results 6 good times. You think that we should sit back? Who has ever done that since the Electoral Commission was formed?
The last IPAC meeting, were you able to present your concerns?
We presented, it was telecast last, and it was it was telecast even at the behest of the NDC. We suggested all this transparent way of doing things.
Fantastic.
So we presented, the Electoral Commission came and said, what we present, they are already correcting, they've corrected some of them. And it was through us. This voter register is being re-exhibited in the history of this country. It is through NDC's effort.
Okay.
This is the first time the voter register is being exhibited twice. Now, it means they've agreed with it. That's what they are doing. No. For us to all agree that at the end of the day, the voter register is credible and they won't have challenges. We said that we are going to go by what they promised at the IPA meeting, and then we go through. But if there are challenges that we identify, we are still going to notify them. That was why we called for. In fact, forensic audits by now would have finished, would have cleared the issue. They said they would not. The support that we needed, we didn't get it from IPAC. We cannot fight them alone. We've accepted that by our meticulous examination and analysis of the data showed that there were challenges with it, and they've accepted and they are going.
All right.
And today we'll go there. Whatever that comes out, we are still going to discuss them on the same platform.
All right, thank you very much.
Yes,
Manigoma, I know that you said the CPP also pushed, you actually told the EC that there were some anomalies in there. The NDC is claiming that it's because of their efforts. That's why we are seeing, a redisplay of the provisional voters register. Do you agree?
Well, I think it's a joint effort of all IPAC members. And of course, it is true that the NDC did push a bit harder than the other parties. But the other parties also pushed in their own way. You see, the other parties also pushed in their own way, even though the NDC used the other allowable means, such as a demonstration and all that. You have the right to demonstrate. It's a democratic right. We, the CPP, knew that in the end the AC will do the right thing. And as we keep on saying, we have full faith in the EC chairperson. And regarding other issues like, that doesn't take away from the fact that the NDC indeed were at the forefront, but they did it together with the other parties. And the EC could have decided under the same Article 46 that do not allow for a live telecast, but they did. So the EC should also be commended.
Commended, yeah.
But regarding the issue of Mr. Bosman, Dr. Bosman Asare being the TESCON president and all that, I have dealt with them for some years, and I have no doubt in the competency or the neutrality of Dr. Bosman Asare, because we all support one party or the other. When I was in my...
Low-key,
Yes, low-key, or even outwardly.
Yeah.
When I was in my national service with the Electoral Commission, with a name like Kwame Nkrumah Botsio, they could have refused... Yes, I have both Kwame Nkrumah and Botsio. They could have refused to take me on. But they did take me on. My bosses there did a very neutral job. I also did a neutral job. And I know with the way Honorable has spoken passionately in defense of the voters register and fairness, I know that if tomorrow he is put at the EC as maybe a deputy commissioner or a commissioner, I would have no doubt, because I have no doubt in the integrity of Honorable. So for him being a former MP of the NDC does not mean that he cannot work for the Electoral Commission. And the same goes for Dr. Bosman Asare. I've worked closely with him and the other officials at the EC. And so far, for the last number of years, I have no reason at all to question their integrity, But in his defense, I would say that Asiedun Ketia laughing at the EC, it is his right to express his emotions in any way possible. He has a right to express his
why you also
emotions.
laughing?
You see, even though...
Why did you laugh here?
He has his right to express his emotions. And MPP in the past have also demonstrated about the activities of the EC and even had a former EC chair removed. But he said something very important, that some of these things started during the NDC era. I think both parties should do some introspection and know that some of these issues that they bring up during elections when they are in opposition, they had the chance to rectify it when
they were in power.
When they were in power. So you made a very, very good point. That goes to fair play. When you're in power, make sure everything is, as they will say, make sure everything is kosher, everything is clean, so nobody will have any reason to complain. Not to say that the EC is doing anything untoward. I believe they are doing everything right. But it's a good call you have made on both parties to always make sure that things are such that nobody will have to go on demonstration. We, the CPP, didn't go on demonstration because we knew that eventually the EC will do the right thing. And God willing, when we win this election, we'll ensure that nobody goes on demonstration anymore. Everybody will be so satisfied, things will be so transparent as they have been under the current EC. That nobody
I think one of the main problems we face is every government that comes feels that they should fill these institutions with their own people.
Yes.
And I don't know if anything can be done about it because there's a seat like the Attorney General's seat. It should be as neutral as possible.
Yes.
But because we see, the president being the one to appoint somebody into that seat, it's now beginning to look like a political space.
Yes.
The EC should be as neutral as possible. But because we have seen that political parties, when they are in power, they are now the ones putting people there, appointing people there, it's now becoming a political space.
Yeah.
And I don't know what we as citizens can do about it, or whoever takes over. Maybe it could be Dr. Baumia, it could be John Dramani Mahama, it could be Madam Nana Frimpong. Anybody who takes over should make sure that we have neutrality in certain areas, because we can't continue like this. And that is one thing that we are struggling as Ghanaians. We as citizens who don't belong to any political party, you might say low-key, but there are people that in 2020, they voted for a different political party. 2012 was a different political party. 2008, different political party. And you don't belong to any political party. Once you keep doing that, you don't. It means that your favoritism keeps changing. So for those people, we need this. We need neutrality on the top. And so, yes, I do agree with those political parties that keep telling us that we will reduce the powers of the president when we come to power.
Yes, I agree with you. And if you allow me to comment on that, indeed, the 1992 Constitution gives a bit too much power to the president when it comes to his appointing authority. And there's a reason for that. From the late 70s onwards, we went through quite a period of instability where whoever was head of state had to consolidate his power. We had been through so much. There had been other attempted coups and all that. So justifiably, the framers of the 1992 Constitution felt that we could not risk having a president who you can say is a lame duck. But at the moment, our democracy has evolved. And I think that it's about time that those powers under the 1992 Constitution are reduced. But to put your viewers at ease, I know that when the president is appointing authority, sometimes there can be perceptions of bias. But in the judiciary, there have even been times in the past where the Supreme Court judges have backed a case of bias against former chief justices. I mean, there have been many instances. So rest assured, our judiciary is well and able to deal with such perceptions of bias. So we are in safe hands. But I understand that, as my former lecturer, Professor Kumado, would say, the man on the Medina omnibus, or what you'd call the ordinary man who does not understand the workings...
A minute more, please.
Who does not understand the workings of the judiciary may be justified in thinking that things are always going a certain way. But rest assured, there are checks and balances within the judiciary that takes care of any abuse of the appointing powers of the president. But I think the time has come because our democracy has become more concrete. It has matured under the Fourth Republic, where we should amend the Constitution to reduce this and look at what other countries are doing. But maybe not go as far as them. Mexico, for example, they now elect their judges, but that may be going a bit too far. But we can look at
right,
and that of
I think France
too.
Okay.
And we can look at what is working in other countries and also look at what will work for us and amend the constitution accordingly.
Thank you so much, Kwame Nkrumah. We'll be taking your message very soon on 055-157-575-755, 055-15757. But before then, Saka.
Rosalind, it's not
it's Saka's time,
I'm
please.
not. I'm adding for him to. You have to ask him why he laughs cynically when my brother.
He didn't laugh cynically. He laughed, but it wasn't cynically. Saka, please. Yes. Saka, for the NPP, did you also discover certain anomalies in the register, the provisional one?
Of course, I mean, individuals within the NPP discovered anomalies and then prompted the Electoral Commission. But we didn't make noise out of it. So when certain things were discovered, even some of the things that NDC are claiming they discovered it, they were not the people who discovered it. People discovered and informed them. And then they started making noise out of it. So when I hear them and they want to appropriate, the detection of anomalies and then want people to praise them for that, I don't get it. Because, I mean, people identify anomalies and alerted the Electoral Commission. They corrected it. And indeed, all those things that the NDC said they detected, the Electoral Commission actually corrected it, even before they started doing their demonstration. Because I remember the Electoral Commission came out with a statement and told the NDC and the world that, all these problems that you said you have identified, we have already corrected them. So, I mean, keep your peace. Everything will be okay. When the final register is done, we will present it to you. They said, no, we want, forensic audit. We want all manner of things. So, my brother, don't ever praise these people. They did it with a purpose, just to cause mischief. And I'm saying, see, sometimes let's not think that, everybody has a right to laugh and all those things. Rosalind, I mean, we are here. If maybe you are doing your work, and at every turn you see me cynically laugh, create the impression you don't know what you are doing, or what you are saying you are lying, or even sometimes you can even laugh gaffer, like what I said Nketia was doing and all that. The chairman of the committee, any meeting, if you go to any meeting and misbehave like that, the chairman of that meeting has the right to walk you out. So it's not just about, everybody has a right to laugh. Everybody has a right. There's so many ways people can use to disrupt meeting. And one, it's cynical laughter. And I'm saying that I said Nketia was found doing all those things, just that because he felt, we should disrupt the Electoral Commission, we should get headline news the next day so that we can talk about. But you see, when my brother was talking, he said that Baumia was calling Voltarians Togolese. I mean, how can you lie? How can you lie on national television? Baumia never called any Voltarian a Togolese or a Togolese. What we did was that we went to Togo and actually got the Togolese register.
They didn't give it to you. They said,
listen.
Document.
Why are you talking like that? I'm telling you what we did. I will explain. I will come to what the point that you are making. We went to Togo, got the Togolese register, and out of it, we detected that there are some people who are in Togo, who are in the Togolese register, and are also in the Ghanaian register.
So you got the register? Was the register?
I'm coming there.
Okay.
I said that we got the register from Togo, and out of that, we were able to get the fact that some people have registered.
So you are saying on TV that Togo gave you their voters?
Oh, that is not what I said. So when I finish you understand what I'm talking
please
about.
Please finish. Sorry.
Yeah, you say you're jumping the gun.
Oh, sorry. No, because of the words you use. Back continue.
Yeah, I'm saying that because are you aware we came out with those names? It was even published in the newspapers. So if you did not get it, how did you get those people? That is what we got. We got all those names and we published it. And we actually exhibited it and shown it as evidence to the Electoral Commission. The Electoral Commission constituted a committee, the VCR CRAB committee, to investigate the matter. We went and did a presentation. And then the VCR CRAB VCR, whatever, I mean, it's a long name, actually asked that we furnish them with the official Togolese register so that they can take a decision. We went to Togo, because where we got it was not official. When we went to Togo, to the Togolese Electoral Commission, they said that no, their document is a public document and that they will not officially give it to us. So because we did not officially obtain the register, the committee decided that they are not going to take our grievances. That was what happened. So we never called any Voltarian a Togolese.
Okay.
That is one. You say that, oh, it has never happened, that there's a re-exhibition and all that. It's just like saying that, oh...
So for you, before you continue, for you even told EC this, and EC still didn't do it.
Exactly.
So it means the EC is neutral.
Yeah, you mean the Kenya Electoral Commission?
Yes, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's neutral. Okay, continue.
No, but I didn't get your point well.
You continue.
Yeah. So I want to make sure that I haven't been implicated.
No, you haven't.
Yeah,
no, you haven't. You haven't.
I didn't get the question.
I'm siding you, so you haven't.
Yeah, so I didn't get the question well. But you see, re-exhibition and those things, and then you want to say, oh, it is because of us. The re-exhibition is not going to be in the first format. This is going to be online. So it's not as if you troop to your constituency once again to go and check whether it is there. And this is not the first time the Electoral Commission is doing exhibition online. I mean, there are so many, because with technology, the advance of technology, you don't need to troop in there. Even me, even the first one, I didn't even go to my constituency or my police station I just, use the short code that they gave us, and I saw everything. So when you talk about the fact that the Electoral Commission is replete with MPP functionaries, you see, people who said some of these things, I look at them with a pinch of salt, with the disdain that they deserve. Because the Electoral Commission over the years, this is even the time that we don't have political players in the Electoral Commission. From the Afarajan era, we have seen Afarajan himself. He was appointed based on his political leaning. We saw Kwame Nkrumah and the book that he wrote. The reason why Afarajan was actually elected was because he was not hostile to the revolution. That's the PNDC.
1 minute more, please.
And we know that over the years in the Electoral Commission, we have seen people like David Kanka, who was a very good electoral commissioner, a member of the Electoral Commission, but politically exposed. We've seen Amadou Sile, who was very good in his job, but politically exposed. We've seen others like Hajier, we've seen so many other people under the NDC. We've seen even Charlotte Osai herself, to the extent that some people even gave evidence that Charlotte Osai contested in a certain constituency as the primaries under the NDC. All these things were shown during those times.
The evidence was actually proven.
I said some people actually came out with those evidence and all those.
But out of investigation,
but we all know,
it was fake.
We all know where.
We got to know that it wasn't
fake. We all know where Charlotte Osai's leaning was. I mean, we all knew. We all knew that Charlotte Osai was actually supporting the NDC, even if she was not a card-bearing member. So, in all these things, the current Electoral Commission is doing its best.
All right, sir.
And to the extent that they accepted whatever noise that the NDC came out with and still went ahead and exhibited and to exhibit the voter register, shows that irrespective of whatever that your allegations, the Electoral Commission will have the patience to listen to you and to let the Ghanaian people have the integrity it deserves. But the last point before...
no, please, I'll come back to you. Don't worry. I'll come back to you.
The last point has to do with...
I'll come back to you. Don't worry. We have time. We have to work with time.
Okay, no problem.
I'll come back to you. Don't worry at all. I want to read a few messages and then I'll come back to you. You can send us your messages on 055-157-5757, 055-157-5757. This segment is probably brought to you by Franco Trading Enterprise. All your gadgets that you need, just go to Franco Trading Enterprise for them. Okay, so I'll start with this one. Says people like Honorable Kennedy Japan, Okatechie Frifa, and others who exposed the massive loot and bad governance of Nana Baumie's government today, asking us to vote for Baumie again. No, have they forgotten that what they said, Anna, or they have given them something small? MPP government party never again. No, so they should stop telling us to vote for Baumie from Ablade. If you come Zongo Takrade. Good morning to everyone. I want to appeal to the Ghanaians who pay the COVID-19 levy, e-levy and bet tax. They should help me to vote out this wicked Nanado government and Baumia Ghana. Ghanaians must vote for change. John Mahama has good policies for everybody, especially the Women's Development Bank. Out of the 10 plagues that inflicted upon ancient Egypt by God, 9 have already hit Ghana in different forms, including rivers turning brown. That's Galamsey. What we are waiting for are the deaths of the firstborns, of those who have brought Ghana on its knees like this. Patrick Accra. Patrick, no, we are not waiting for that. I'm sorry. Good morning, my beautiful madam. EC is trying to bring war in Ghana. No, EC is not. So what EC is doing is that EC is giving you an opportunity to go and check yourself. So it's going to be published on their website from today to the 19th. So take advantage of it and don't say EC is bringing war. EC is not bringing war. Take advantage of it, please. Good morning. I'm Al Hassan Banzaba from Tamale, Janem Mansa. She don't want peace in this country. No, she wants peace. Please, Al Hassan, just go and get it checked and let EC know that there are mistakes in there. You have the opportunity to correct them now. Ghanaians are keenly watching out for how the Electoral Commission, headed by Madam Jean Mensah, will conduct a free, fair and transparent election come December 7th polls. The integrity of the EC has been soiled by the unhealthy utterance of some of their staff, illegal transfers of some voters, bloating the register with diseased persons, and the circumstances surrounding the missing BVR kits. I urge the EC to do everything within their powers to restore their credibility and public confidence before the major elections. I hope the EC will do the needful in this IPAC meeting. My regards to the revered and respected politician, Honorable Timothy Awantim. Honorable, this coming from your nephew. All right, so good morning, Roslyn. I am Nana Usu from Goso. In football, if the opponent knows they will lose the match, they start attacking the referee, and that is what the NDC are doing now. They brought in competent Mahama, and they're attacking the EC. We don't want them to go to court after the election because we don't have time. Honorable Akisme from Seshri Bekwai says that, good morning, Commander Feliba. Compare me that. I'm worried about the Electoral Commission's handling of the voters' register exhibition. The process seems flawed, and it's crucial we hold them accountable for transparency and fairness. As citizens, let's demand a thorough review to ensure the integrity of our electoral process. Now, you have the opportunity to do so today. From today all the way to the 19th, you have the opportunity to do it. If you don't do it, don't blame the EC, because when you go to check online and you discover anything, please alert the EC. Alert the EC. Good morning, Joy Prime. In 2012, NDC provided a new voters register rise by NPP. So why an addict is a problem? Salman, Farid Salman, I don't understand what you wrote. Good morning. NPP can continue defending the EC because they pretend they cannot see anything wrong with the register. In 2020, what was the plan for the EC printing excess ballot papers? We know the EC is another branch of the NPP. The Bible said, many are called, but few are chosen. God has already chosen Muhammad to rule us and nothing else. Sami Boache from Asamankese says that the Electoral Commission's transparency efforts warrant commendation, underscoring its neutrality in the electoral process. Victory hinges on parties' diligent work and effective voter outreach. I urge Ghanaians to back Dr. Baumie's NPP ballot petition number 1 to potentially break the 80-year cycle. Regards to Honorable Charles Champo. Okay. Akonsi Gariba from Tamale says that, good morning, Roslyn. What's exhibition of the voters register? What's provisional voters register? Ghanaians should resist the NDC misinformation and disinformation of how the EC works. How can you find a problem from a document that you have been asked to check to see whether there's a problem in that document, and you turn around to accuse EC for trying to steal an election? The leader with superior idea like Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Baumia would win this election with a huge margin. Vote for Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. Vote number 1.
As the one the Suran factory list.
Pardon?
A considerable said he was going to send
we ask these questions because, you see, when you provide a provisional, you are telling the person that I want you to tell me what the problems are. The person tells you the problems, you have to fix it. And then when you present it to the person is expecting to see that the changes or the challenges he identified have been corrected. So that's what it is, okay? Good morning, my dear Roslyn. The EC acknowledged the contributions of NDC in this whole registration exercise. And what is Saka saying? Roslyn, Saka becoming a lawyer. Good morning, Roslyn. The NDC knows that they are not going to win the election. They want to shift the goalpost to the EC, knowing very well that NDC Mahama has performed abysmally when it comes to infrastructure, health, education, roads, unemployment. That is why Mahama was voted out of power. What new thing is he bringing to Ghana? Mahmoud Zambegu Boka.
What new things?
EC behaves like... EC always behaves like what? Okay. Good morning, Roslyn. Please tell Saka to stop defending the EC because an EC that can announce election results 6 times in a crucial election like 2020 should be trusted is a question mark. Nanado has packed the EC with NPP foot soldiers. Good morning. NDC should allow the EC to do a clear work. Thanks, Kojo. All right, Kojo, thank you so much. Good morning, Madam Host. I'm Abdul Latif from Elembele. I'm really excited about the NDC panelists for this discussion given so far. I'm hoping and praying that all the grievances of the political parties should be taken seriously as required by EC. The good people of Nzima are going to vote massively for the third hard-working, serious MP. Honorable Amakofi Bua has no size in Elembele. Okay. Armed robbery is a lucrative business, yet the nation fights it. The galamsey may seem lucrative, but in the long run, galamsey is expensive. Cocoa is destroyed, fish is destroyed, no water for us to drink, and many more. MPP is a disgrace. Patrick from Accra. Good morning, Roslyn. Please check what happened to Charlotte Osei by NPP Baumia declaring we the Voltarian Togolese. What Saka is saying is not true. They went to Togo, printed names comparing it to voter register of Kitu South, display it to the whole world to see, now telling us different things now. What NPP do in past is dangerous than this. For Kofi Aflao. It's Efo Kofi, okay? Greetings, JP, Joy Prime, good job. It's true the Ghanaians have short memory. Mahama again, war on to Ghana. Oh, war on to Ghana. Baumia is the best to lead Ghana. Is a Bible from Akosombo. Okay. Good morning. Please help me tell that man Togo people did not give them their register, so he should stop telling lies.
But
Zaka.
Did somebody say that they gave us the register?
No. So in the beginning, how you said it?
Because I was going in the US.
Yes, you said that they didn't give. He actually said they didn't give the register.
Very clear. You see, we come here.
Okay, go on.
Yeah,
to make
I'll need to change the topic.
But for Saka to come and sit here and call names and call our general secretary, former general chairman, Sidin Ketia, that he's misbehaving by laughing. Laughter has never been a misbehavior.
Oh, but I thought you made that
I thought we've made a point.
Two, Saka Salia is called Saka Salia. There's another Saka Salia who is at the VOA. There are multiple Saka Salias.
No, he's not Saka Salia. So don't lie, he's not Saka Salia. He's Saka Sali.
There are multiple Saka Salias across that we have. If you go to Burkina and there's a Saka Salia there and other people, and does it mean they are Ghanaians? In any case, you went to Togo in your capacity as what?
Okay, Honorable. On that.
Secondly, when we talked about...
I'm just giving you 1 minute to make that one because I need to move to the next topic.
The issue about the online is even about data of the individual. It's about systems failure when you are trying to check online and so on. Even though there's a challenge about how you must use your own data and so on, in other areas they could have said that once it's a national exercise, government will pick up the data, you understand, rather than government giving so much data to presidential staffers to be insulting people in this country. And I believe that from here we should move into seeing an electoral commission for what you have been advocating this morning.
Thank you very much.
Be it whether the fellow has a semblance of any political, like he said this morning and so on.
Your time, please.
Just a jiffy. Look, I must also admit with him that when you look at the individual district officer or the electoral commission officers, they are hardworking people. It is what is now being done. If you speak to the electoral district officers, they will tell you about the pain and the challenges.
Okay, Honorable. Kwame Nkrumah, do you want to also make a quick one?
Yes, just a quick one. Regarding the Togolese issue, I think that time to the MPP did a good job. But let's not forget that under the Representation of People's Amendment Act and other related laws, dual citizens are allowed to vote.
Yeah.
So finding somebody's name on the voters register in Ghana and Togo is not a crime. You understand me? And the CPP is very concerned about how sometimes the borders are closed and our brothers from the neighboring countries who may hold dual citizenship are stopped from voting. And I hope that is something that will not happen. And finally, I would say that I disagree with political spider that Saka is going to be a bad. I think he'll be a wonderful lawyer. And I look forward to meeting him in court one day.
Great. Okay.
Yeah. First of all, I
So he's your junior. You meet him in court.
Yeah.
When you meet him,
Let me finish. Let me talk. My brother was saying, Honorable Timothy, that that we removed the EC from office. No MPP person removed the EC from office. Indeed, if you look at Article 146, it states how such office holder should be removed. And indeed, it was based on stated misbehavior, based on the fact that
mandate of
she misbehaved. And in the misbehavior, they brought so many things, including, procurement, infringement, and all those things. So there were an individual who actually reported the matter, who actually petitioned. And the petition was actually given to the Chief Justice from the President. Then it went, and then they created a committee, and then the committee sat on the matter.
All right.
Somebody.
You see, this one is just.
I know.
We are going to that.
Somebody talk about that the electoral commission. Oh, please.
Honorable.
That the electoral commission bloated.
You have to end in 30 seconds.
That the electoral commission bloated the register with dead people. I mean, now, if you know any dead person who is still in the register, go. And the electoral commission will expunge. Another person talk about excess ballot papers. I mean, there's no election that excess ballot papers are not printed. Excess ballot papers are printed, like 10% of the ballot are printed so that it will cater for instance, if you go to vote and then you spoil the paper, they spoil that one and you are given a different one. So those excess are catered for. So people who don't even know the letter process are the people who are making noise here.
All right, Saka, thank you. So we move on to
No, we are talking about what is legal.
All right, gentlemen, thank you very much. Gentlemen, please,
it wasn't beyond.
So I need to speak.
We are talking about
Gentlemen, thank you. I'm hoping that the time will come where when we talk about EC, no political party will be able to speak for EC. That's all I'm hoping for. We are hoping that we get to a point where all political parties will say, we don't know anything about the EC, this is the problem, we want it solved, and we move on. So that we don't have viewers saying that one political party is in favor of EC, the other political party.
If you are lying against
so that we have a neutral ground.
The
anyway, so we have too many accidents that are happening in recent times. Some people are attributing it to spiritual, saying that it's election year, and election year people want blood, and that is why these deaths are happening. Some people also are saying that, people are just over speeding on the roads and people are not being too careful. Some people are also saying that there's too much stress in the system, and the stress is making people overthink, and so when they are driving, they are not in the right frame of mind, hence these accidents are happening. Others are also saying that there are no street lights, our roads are bad. The potholes on the roads are so much, the traffic lights are not working, hence we are seeing all these accidents happening. We don't know what your take on the accidents are, but I want to ask my guests what their take on it is. Now, over the weekend, one particular issue that I'm very concerned about, and I believe in Ghana Police to make sure that we do not hear of this as just one of those instances where because the person is powerful, it becomes a foolish case, is the incident of Apostle Salifo Amwako's son, who was driving his mother's car, drove into an innocent car at a junction, causing the loss of 2 lives. Children. Yesterday, I was sad. I was sad because her mates went back to school and the notes on her locker, every single classmate of hers wrote something on a note and pasted it on the locker, saying R.I.P. Justine, saying justice for Justine. And of course, there will be justice, and we believe so. Honorable, your take.
Rosalind, you ended on a sad note, and it has taken my thoughts away. It's not just the accident that happened, the pain the two went through. The burning fire that engulfed that truck, the innocent kids, that got burned beyond recognition, is the pain, is the painful aspect, not just dying. But you see, like you rightly put it, when people are influential in society in this part of the world, sometimes those who ought to act drag their feet, they are not acting. Even where you force them, they come out with a lot of excuses. We've seen that Trump, the whole president, has been sent to court. Jacob Zuma in South Africa has been even jailed. It means no one is above the law. In this country, you can clearly see people flatten driving regulations and routes. Yet sometimes you even identify and tell the police, oh, look at the way this guy, he will not mind you. I've done it several times. I am tired. Sometimes the law enforcers look on and allow even articulated trucks, tipper trucks loaded with sand, to come on top speed and bank on the horn and frighten people standing by. Or even if you are driving, you don't take it, it can throw you away. We've complained we are tired, and so on. And I think that it's about time we enforce the laws and ensure that no matter whose horse is God, you must ensure that the law takes its place. Needless loss of lives. If it is getting to elections, if it is getting to Christmas, why do we see these things? On the same road you have been driving for hundreds of years. The same driver who has been driving from here to Kumasi has been driving the road. And a good driver should know where there's a bend, where there are potholes and so on, where to speed and where. Don't they know these things? The same drivers, when they just cross Togo, where even the road signboards are written in French, they're able to read them and make sure that they avoid traffic offenses. When they cross to Benin, when they go to Burkina, they drive, or when they go to Nigeria. But in this country, it's like, look, no one cares about his neighbor and so on. And that is the bane of the issue. People have raised a lot of issues like you talked about this morning, including depressions, including economic hardships. And I've stated here that the World Health Organization said that 2.4 million people in this government, under this government, has gotten mad. And the mad is, it cuts across from the cancelling of their bonds, from economic depressions, lack of employment, and so on. You could be driving, the cost of living, the cost of, you name it, you could be driving and thinking about the next meal, or to pay your child's school fees and so on, or to undertake. These can lead to absent-minded drivers along the line and so on. And we should be able to know that our conduct as leaders of this country have sent people to their early graves. When they are sick, they quickly go to the US for better medical care. When they have accidents, they can fly them out and so on. What of those who entrusted their power to you? Should that be their issue? And I think that it's about time we pay critical attention and much more attention to those. Right. Needless lives are lost, needless properties are being destroyed and so on. It's not just a one-day issue, it's a whole year, it's a program, and we must ensure that our drivers drive accordingly. And parents who allow their kids to take this, to take their cars, they should be cautious. When you look at the CCTV camera that captured the car, the speed at that lane, there's no way you can go that speed. It's not for youthful exuberance. He's in a Jaguar, he has to try the speed and so on. The youthful exuberance is becoming too much, and we have to be careful as well.
All right, Honorable, thank you very much. Kwame Kuma.
Rosalind, I was coming from a wedding on Saturday with my wife and children. And you don't believe it, we actually came upon the accident scene.
Wow.
We just couldn't.
So your day was spoiled.
We couldn't believe it. I mean, of all the coincidences that could happen, on our way from a joyous occasion, we came to meet that scene. And the magnitude of what had happened did not dawn on us. But because of the children, I told my wife, look, let's just speed away. It looks like a very gory, only to get home and discover that it was indeed far more than what we had envisaged it to be. And it was terrible. It was terrible. I still have flashbacks. And I myself, as somebody who has driven for many years, I have had my fair share of minor accidents. And I would put it down. There are many reasons, but I'll put it down to the number one is driver error. And driver error can come from anywhere. I was just checking. The world's first accident was in 1891. And the driver was even driving alone. There was no car on the road. There was no car on the road. But due to driver error, he hit a tree, and there was an accident. 5 years later, in 1896, was the first death from a car accident. And that one, too, was somebody driving alone, veered off his lane, and then hit somebody and killed her. So the roads can be good, the roads can be bad. As far back as 2004, when I was doing my national service at Jirapa Lambusie, the SCC always used to pass through the Bole Bamboy Road. And to be honest with you, up until that time, I had not gone beyond Kumasi. And that road was something else. It was a very bad road, but there were hardly any accidents. And the STC then, that time, the only way to get there was mostly by STC. They had about 2 or 3 drivers who had to take turns driving. And when I started work as a legal practitioner many years ago, I had a driver. And one of the senior lawyers asked me, but as a young legal practitioner, I mean, how much is your salary? It was very low. I mean, as a pupil, you are undergoing training, so your salary is only just to keep body and soul together. And I said, because sometimes you have to travel outside Accra for cases. And for your own safety and the safety of other road users, if you can sacrifice just a little bit, you should always travel with the driver, especially when you are going outside Accra, so that maybe you do the out trip, he does the in trip. And also, by also doing that, you provide work for somebody, which comes to what Honorable said. I have been in cars where we'll be driving and suddenly you can see that it's daytime. The driver is well rested, but he loses focus suddenly. And then he taps and says, hey, please, what's happening? It is true that stress also causes. So this driver error thing, there are many causes. Inexperienced drivers. I went to driving school, but I learned to drive at home before I went to driving school. Right. And I realized I learned so much at driving school. But nowadays, you have a lot of people who brag about not going to driving school and learning on the street. So our licensing system should be tightened. It should really be tight, because in the UK, for example, to get a driver's license, I don't have a UK driver's license, but I know people who have had to go through a lot of difficulty, fail the test so many times. It should be very, very stringent. Right. And those caught driving without licenses should be prosecuted. All right,
Kwame Nkrumah. Saka, I'll come to you very soon. Let me go online and speak to Henry Asumeni, who is the Safety Director, Planning and Programs for National Road Safety Commission. Good morning, Henry.
Good morning.
How are you today?
We can't complain because it's not good on the road.
Yeah. I mean, there are too many accidents happening in recent times, and, you know, people are worried. Now, when you sit in the car, you get scared of even being in a car, because you don't know what will happen, whether you get to your destination safely or something could happen to you. An accident, a typical accident of what happened in East Legon over the weekend, where the car was not even speeding. He had gotten to, a junction, and another car, out of reckless driving, ramped into them, and 2 persons lost their lives out of it. Now, for you, as a National Road Safety Commission, being a part of it, being the safety director there, what's your take on these accidents that are happening in recent times?
So, thank you very much, and good morning to our listeners. First, I am not the safety director, I am the deputy director of Planning Program.
Sorry about that, please.
Then also, now we are a National Road Safety Authority. It is in line with such happening that government saw it wise to upgrade our mandate such that we can be able to tackle this with other stakeholders head on. So, yes, it is true what happened at East Legon, which is very unfortunate, and my condolences goes to the family that lost their children. But these are some of the things that we all talk about. It's about the road user. It's about how we use the road. You just described an accident where a speeding vehicle ran into a vehicle at the junction. It's true, the other vehicle was just observing road traffic rules. He had gotten to a T-junction. He has stopped, awaiting for way to pass. Then another vehicle, out of reckless driving, ran into it. It's difficult for the other driver to be able to avoid such a thing, the one at the junction. But we always talk about responsible driving. Anytime you sit by your steer, be a responsible driver. How do you become a responsible driver? You become a responsible driver by observing all road traffic regulations. We are human, and we know that some people might not observe these traffic regulations. And it's in that line that if you look at the enforcement regime, we are to bring in technology like that you don't need the police there to arrest such people. So if I'm sure you heard about the automation of road traffic enforcement in Ghana, which is something as traffic. This is one measure that we are bringing on board that will come and solve such problems as these, because I'm sure when people know that we are watching every day, their behavior will change. We are at the tail end. The law is now in Parliament, awaiting to be passed, and as soon as it is passed, I can assure you that as soon as this law is passed, we will see the first traffic enforcement camera on our roads.
Great.
Apart from that, we are also intensifying road safety sensitization and education, such that we want to reach everybody to be a responsible road user. You can see also a lot of improvements when it comes to our road environment. Government is doing its bit to upgrade most roads, especially in urban centers such as Isegon, where these unfortunate accidents happen. So there are a lot of measures that are coming on board. If you go to DVLA, you realize that now they have sophisticated equipment that check vehicles before they are passed to come on the road. And now the law is like that even before you get a driver's license, you go through some rigorous proceedings to ensure that by the time you are given that license, you are somebody who is capable and very responsible on the road. We are still waiting for details of this particular accident, but from the rumors that are coming out, it looks like the driver of that very vehicle was a minor.
Yeah, actually, there's a video of him coming out of the car. So that, yes.
I'm saying, but you can't determine by seeing. So I'm saying that there are rumors that it's still rumor because we are still investigating to find out if really he's 16 years old. And then also if he has a driver's license or not. Of course, if he's 16 years, you know he cannot have a driver's license because you should be 18 before you have a license.
Right.
So all these investigations are going on. But in the meantime, yes, it's true that we are having other accidents on other parts of the road. Yesterday, we had an accident on the Obuasi-Kumasi Road. We also had one in the central region. And as the authority, now we have been mandated to regulate commercial road transportation in Ghana. And that one too, we are putting steps in place so that we can be able to regulate them like that. If you are going to pick a bus, you know that you are taking it from this company or this union, and they have been certified by the National Road Safety Authority to use the roads.
All right.
We have done a lot of sensitization when it comes to this, and we even recently issued a letter to all transport unions and companies that from the 1st of November, we are coming on board. We are coming with systems. We have asked them to digitalize their systems such that our system can talk to their system, and we will be able to even track buses in real time. So we want to bring in measures to avoid the accident from happening. So if you are in a vehicle, you can report that, oh, this particular vehicle is driving recklessly. And in our control room, we can monitor that vehicle and report it to the nearest barrier where he is driving at. And we would have all the evidence to show that this is how he has been driving on the road.
Okay, Henry, thank you so much, Henry. Thank you for making time and joining us this morning. We are very grateful.
Thank
Have
you.
a fantastic day.
And I would want to say, as we are in an election year and we are approaching the election and the Christmas, let's all try to be responsible road users on the road. I always say this, it is better to be late than to be called the late.
Thank you
and
very
to be
much.
patient than to be a patient at the hospital. Thank you.
Thank you. I love this. It's better to be late than to be called late. Seriously, that I think I'll have to put it on my.
What is wrong to be called late?
No, it's better to be late than to be called late.
That's what I'm saying. What is wrong to be?
Anyway, so that was Henry Asumeni, Deputy Safety Director for Planning and Programs at the National Road Safety Authority. Saka, your final point, and then we can go.
Yeah, okay.
Just 2 minutes, please.
Yeah, first of all, I think that this whole matter of accidents is just about one thing. You know, it's carelessness. You cannot take carelessness away from it. No matter how you analyze it, carelessness is a main factor here. I mean, I watched the video, and I was shocked that any human being that has, an iota of care for his life will not drive the way the guy drove. He has no care for, the road, the other road users. Nothing. And when you were talking, you talk about the fact that, now even people are worried to be in a car. It's not just even in a car. You should even be worried that you are even sleeping. You can be sleeping in a car if your house is near,
A car can just run
on you. If you are on the roadside selling or doing whatever, car can run on you. If you are a pedestrian walking, such people can run their car on you. So it is not only about car users or drivers. I think that the carelessness has become so much. People have no regard for human life. And it is not only in Legono. You go to other areas, you see small road, less than even a quarter of a kilometer. And you see the way these guys drive. They drove like what Hamilton and Co. are doing in the US and Co.
Saka.
And I think that is bad. Let's clamp down on some of them. Yeah. And it is also because people have seen good roads. And they think that this is the only thing that we can do about this.
Saka, anyway.
That's very bad.
Saka, thank you very much.
Nanado cannot suffer and create the road for you. So now go and kill yourself.
A very big thank you to all of you for being here today. To those of you who tuned in to watch the show this morning, this segment, thank you so much for sending your messages to us as well. My guests have been Honorable Timothy Awantiri Matabwade, who represented the NDC, Kwame Nkrumah Bosio, who represented the CPP, and Saka Salia, who represented the NPP. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for being here today. My name is Roslyn Feli.